back to my channel. It's Samantha, or Naturally Samantha Dee, here on YouTube. Welcome back. I know it's been a hot second, but I'm here. And today I'm going to be filming for you guys a glam look, full beat down, the whole nine. The contour, the bronzer, the glitter eye. We're going to have a lot of fun today. So if you're interested in this video, keep on watching. Okay, so start off this look today, guys. I'm going to just talk through today off with primer. Now, today I'm going to be using the Maybelline Master Prime Face Studio Hydrating Smooth Primer. Becca First Light Priming Filter Instant Complexion Refresh. I'm going to try to keep this on my T-zone because that's I don't get too oily on my T-zone. Okay, now I'm going to go in with the second primer. So first, I'm going to be going in with the e.l.f. Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I use this to kind of use as a guideline for the under part of my brow. And then I'm going to go in with the Brows to Brow Makeup Case by Perfusion Cosmetics. Okay, perfect. Now we have our outline, and now we are gonna just brush it out so it doesn't stay too harsh. And I'm gonna fill in these sparse parts of my brow with this pencil. Okay, I think that's good. Now I'm gonna go in with my Brow by Benefit, and then I'm in the color 6. Oop, actually scratch that. I'm going to be applying concealer under the outline that we did to clean it up first, and it helps make the line come out sharper. I'm going to be taking the Born This Way multi-use sculpting concealer in the color Butterscotch to highlight under my brows. Period. You see how crisp that is? Look at this one. And look at this one. Cut. Crisp. On a natural brow day, I would just do this. Like, fill it in a little bit with pencil, blend the pencil out, cut it with some concealer, and then set the brows. This is for like a more natural look. But we're going to go in again with the pomade to make it look a little bit more glam, since this is a New Year's Eve look. And you want it to stay on all night. Now that we've done that, we might as well, since we're at this point, add the rest of the concealer we're going to have on the eye and like blend it out. I'm going to finish my brows with the angled brush that has the Benefit Brow on it. Just fill the middle a little bit, make it a little darker. Now we're just going to brush them so they don't look so harsh. See, like if you mess up kind of like I did trying to clean that up, you can literally just take the same brush you used, add a little bit more product, and fix that right up. No need to take off all your makeup, sis. We've all done it. Perfect. Now I'm about to go in and try the Brows to Brow Makeup Case. What I'm going to do is I'm going to use the espresso color in here. It's this color right here. I'm going to use this color to set the front of my brows. So use a little. Period. Okay. Now I know that my brows might be looking a little harsh to some of you guys. Some of you guys might be like, oh my god, gosh, you put too much. Worry about yourself, sis. This is how I like to do my brows. But what you can do is brush through them so that they're not too harsh. And plus, once you put foundation on, these brows are not going to be looking that harsh. So let's get through. Okay, I think my brows are looking pretty good. Now I'm going to set my brows so we can get into the rest of the makeup. And today I'm going to be setting my brows with the ColourPop Brow Boss Gel, and I use the shade Clear. I love this one because I've been using this for the past couple months, and this is the best thing I have ever used to date to set my brows, and I think this is only like $6-7. And honestly, when I use this, my brows do not be going nowhere. I'm talking about heat, rain, shine, nothing. On to the next step. Because I am a heavy shadow girl, I always do my eyes when I'm doing like eyeshadow. I always do my eyes before I do the rest of my face. Okay, got myself together. Today, guys, I'm going to be using the Jaclyn Hill palette and the Profusion Cosmetics Festival palette, because both of these palettes have the blues and browns that I need to create the eyeshadow look I'm trying to go for today. Today we're also going to be doing a wing, so I want the look to be really cut and sharp, so I'm going to be using tape. It's your greatest commodity if you want your lines to be super, super crisp. We're going to just make sure that we don't have any creases before we start adding our transition shades. Then there will be creases in your eyeshadow. So we're trying to avoid creases in your eyeshadow, so just pass the brush that you use to blend out the concealer over your lids one more time. Next, we're going to be taking a super fluffy, kind of semi-dense, blending brush. This is the number 5 BH Cosmetics brush out of the Rose Gold kit, I believe. But it's really important to have a brush like this because it helps apply your transition color really smoothly and make sure you don't lose color as you're blending out. So to start off for this look, I'm going to open up my Jaclyn Hill palette from Morphe. I'm going to go in with this color right here as my transition shade. So I'm just going to apply it right in the crease. And that shade was Roxanne. I'm going to do that on the same on the other eye. And you guys, since we're going for a winged look, my eyes are already kind of getting catty because of the angle in which I'm blending. You want to blend up towards the end of the brow. We're going to go in with a slightly smaller fluffy brush and go in with our inner crease color. So we're going in with this shade right here in the palette. This shade's kind of more it's like a brown with some burgundy undertones, some red undertones. So we're gonna go into that. Now lightly, this color is dark. And tap off the excess. And apply. Apply it right under your transition shade. And make sure to it's better to do little by little than like jumping into it and then getting a little too dark too quickly and then you can't go back. And you want to try to feel for like where your eyeball where your crease, your eyelid and your eyeball meet, like that spot right there. So you can fit your brush in it, and it helps you more accurately place your shadow at first if you're not used to like just pow putting it on. It's a guide. Now that that's all done, you can go in with the brush you added your transition color on, and either as is with whatever products left over, just blend over the part where your transition color and your crease color meet. Now I'm feeling a little daring because it's New Year's Eve and we're trying to show up and show out. So since we're trying to show up and show out, I'm gonna do a cut crease. I'm gonna do like a half cut crease. So I'm going to pack on the shade that we were just using in the crease. And I'm gonna take a dense flat brush like this, and I'm going to mark. It's better to open your eye, and where your top crease is, like there, just add the shadow right there. You see what I mean? When you open your eye, you can see it. So that way you're more precise with where you're applying the color, so you know exactly where you want the color. Okay, so now that we've significantly packed on color, you're going to want to take a smaller brush like this. This is the e.l.f. blending brush. And you're going to want to take this. It's like denser, it's kind of domed, it's thin, and it's a little fluffy to kind of blend that color out just a little bit. Just a little bit so it's not so harsh. Now if the intensity fades a little bit in the name of blending, all you have to do is go back with the flatline brush and take some of that color and just reinforce the lines, but don't try not to mess up your blending. I personally would suggest short stamp-like strokes along the line you already made. Perfect. Okay. So now that we're done with that, now what we're gonna do is we are going to cut our crease. You want to use a very detailed thin packer brush, synthetic brush, just like this, to use the concealer to cut the crease. Now what you want to do is you want to open your eye, right? And you want to see the same, kind of similar, close to the same spot where you add your line. I'm going to open your eye to make sure that while you're doing it, you're putting it in the right spot so that it doesn't mess up your other makeup that you have around it. So you know exactly where the guide is. Open your eye as you can. And then you see, it made the line practically for me. For my other Now we're going to take a little bit of a bigger packer brush, a little bit denser, a little bit thicker. And we're going to go into this blue shade in the Jaclyn Hill palette. And this shade is called Twerk. And pack that onto the lid where we had the cut crease. Now on this, let's do the same thing on the other eye. Okay, so now that we got that done, we're gonna go back into the palette, and again I say, take that dark chocolate color from earlier and reinforce your line. And at this point, after all the blending and stuff, you kind of notice that your transition shade is looking a little, I don't know, blended away. Go back into the transition color with your fluffy brush and just sprinkle it. With this brush, I'm going to use this brush to blend out the color I'm about to add, and I'm going to use this brush, this Sonia Kashuk blending crease brush. It's a little bit denser than this one, and I'm going to use that to pack on the color on my outer corner. I'm going to take this color right here, same one that we used to line our crease, and tap off the excess there, and that point between, just going to blend that in there. And do it down the other side. And now that that's done, we can make it less harsh. That brush I was talking to you about earlier, the smaller one, and blend that out. Okay. And if you want to, go back in with the product that's left, the blue shade Twerk that's left over on your brush, and pack, blend, make sure it's nicely blended between the shade you just added and that blue. Okay. So now that that's done, the Profusion Festival palette, and we're going to take the shade Geode, which is the shade down here, this blue color, and we're going to add that at the point between where the dark and the blue Twerk meet. And then for blending's purposes, to bring the whole eye look together, we're going to go into the Festival palette, and we're going to take this light brown shade right here, and we're going to use a very loose, very feathery blending brush, and we're going to take that shade, tap off the fallout, and we're going to add that right above all of our work, all at the top right here. gonna line our waterline. It's this random blue eyeliner I have. We're just gonna, you can take any blue eyeliner and line your waterline. If you have a glitter liner already, you can use that as a base for your glitter. It works. I've done it before. Or if you have a strip lash adhesive, like if you have lash glue, you can do that too. But the lash glue is a little bit more tricky because you basically have to make sure that you don't open your eye so it doesn't crease, because it will make your eyes stick together. So once you put the lash glue on, if you're going to use lash glue, put the lash glue on, apply your glitter, and then make sure it's completely dry before you open and close your eyes so that your eyelids don't get stuck together and it gets all gross and icky. A flat brush like this, and I'm going to use that, and I'm using the NYX Professional Makeup Face and Body Glitter in the shade GLI 11. Yeah, that's what it says. Oh, the color is violet. It says the color GLI 11 is violet. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take this glitter liner that I have, right? And I'm going to apply some of it onto my eye. Very lightly, not too much. Now, if you like this girl, you can stop here, but that's not enough for me. I'm extra, so I'm gonna take some of the glitter, take that off, and then tap some of the glitter into the lid. A good amount, like this much, not too much more than that. That's good, right? Right. So now I'm gonna take this flat brush and gently, as gently as I possibly can, take some of the glitter and try my damnedest to evenly apply it onto my lid on top of where the glitter was. So yeah. Now it really does help if your glitter liner is like a similar color to the glitter that you're using. It doesn't peek through a weird color or change the color of the glitter you're trying to do. So now that we did that eye, we're going to apply the glitter liner to the other eye. Back in with that flat brush from earlier that we used to redefine the line of the crease. You're going to go back into your Jaclyn Hill palette or whatever palette you're using and take that darker brown shade right here, pack it on, tap off the excess, and reinforce the line. So now that we have the cut crease and the glitter applied, girl, okay, now we gotta do our liquid liner. I'm gonna take the blackest liquid liner or the best liquid liner that you know how to do, whether it's liquid, whether it's a pen, take the darkest one you got and fleek yourself a wing, child. And I mean a wing. Best liquid line you can do, cut it. Cut it. Once we take off the tape, it'll look great. The next eye. Okay, got the other wing done, child. That took forever and a day of my life. Now, time for the reveal so that, you know, we can do the face and we wrap this show up. Okay? Alright. So now, hello wing. Hello wing. Let's get this dry. because we got things to do. Okay, now we're gonna stop with the eyes. We're gonna come back and do the brow bone highlight, inner corner highlight, lower lash line. We're gonna mascara. We're gonna come back and do all of that. So right now we're gonna get into the skin. The skin. Because my skin is not matching the eyes. You know what I'm saying? So we're gonna get the skin together. We've already primed earlier. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get into the foundation I'm going to be using today is my L'Oreal Infallible 24-hour Fresh Wear Foundation. I'm in the shade 515 Copper. So I'm going to pump this right onto the breast. And that's like one full pump. And this is a little bit more runny, so be careful. Make sure you don't have your outfit for the night on while beating your face, because this could get everywhere if you're not careful. So I'm going to place that where I want it. Now, this foundation does have a smell, but it's like not that harsh of a smell. I feel like it's because of the SPF. But what it smells like is the cross between like, no, it smells like that period. It smells like MAC Fix, not MAC Fix Plus, MAC Studio Fix Fluid. That's what it smells like. So the brush I'm going to be using today to blend out my foundation is the Ultimate Blending Brush by e.l.f. It's domed, it's dense, and it will really give me a really smooth finish on my foundation. Now on an everyday basis, I use a sponge. Oh, don't forget your chin, ladies. Don't forget your chin. It's very important. Your chin and your neck. You don't want your chin and your neck to be completely different color. Now, if you got bundles and weave, make sure to blend into that laces. Blend into the lace, because you don't want to be caught slipping or exposed. You see what I mean? Like, that's one layer. 2 pumps, 1 layer, and my skin already looks more together. Since it's like New Year's Eve, we want a little bit more coverage. So I'm going to go back in with maybe another pump or 2 and focus more on the spots where I want the coverage, and then blend it out again. So 1 pump.
I want my coverage here. I want to put it on my mouth. I want to there, yeah. I put it inside here, and I want to, complete my forehead. Great. And just get rid of the excess on my chin and blend.
Continue to do the sibling motion, and boom, voila, covered. And boom, we're already looking good. We're almost done. So now I'm going to use 2 concealers today. I'm going to be using the concealer I've been using this whole video for my eye primer, my cut crease, whatever. The Born This Way Multi-Use Sculpting Concealer in the shade Butterscotch. And then I'm also going to be adding into the crew the e.l.f. 16-Hour Camo Concealer. I love this concealer. I've been using this concealer for a couple months now, maybe 2 months. And I'm using the shade Olive Deep. This comes in 16 shades. So I'm about to put this one. Also, since this foundation shows up a little orangey on me or red on me, I don't know, in person it seems like that way, the olive kind of helps dye down all of that. Now I'm going to let this kind of like set a bit. And then when we're ready to blend, I'll be using, to blend out my concealer, I'm going to be using the Flawless Concealer Brush by e.l.f. I love this brush. It really does like help get you that really like, I don't know, professional MUA blend. Out of the way, our concealer is on. It's nice and blended. If you want to, you can take your foundation brush and go around the edges of where you're blending. Make sure everything moves seamlessly together and nothing looks a little too like everything looks more together, more meshed. You can do that. And then just go back around this edges to really get the whole team together. So now that we're done with that, I would suggest keeping your brush, your concealer brush next to you, so you can like blend out the creases. And I don't bake, like I just set it. I set it and move on with my life and sweep the powder away. So I take this brush, this dome brush, this is the 31 brush from BH Cosmetics, and I take it and I take my powder. I use the Airspun loose setting powder in translucent, and I take it and dip into the powder in the lid, and then I tap off the excess. And boom, now all our highlighted areas are set. We are going to take a big fluffy blending brush, not blending brush, the 35 brush from BH Cosmetics, a big fluffy powder brush, just like this, and we're going to get into, oh, it's right in front of me, the Fit Me powder in shade 30. That's my shade. That's the medium deep shade. So now just lightly dust it over all the other areas that you want to set. That super matte look died years ago. We're trying to look smooth. We're not trying to look dried out here in these streets. And to bronze my skin, I, for like the last year or so, have been using the Black Radiance True Complexion Contour Palette in medium to dark. And I love the shades. They don't show up on ashy on us brown girls, because that's, for some reason, these companies, especially when they're expensive, people feel like brown skin girls, black girls, when we say we want a bronzer, it's gray. It's casket ready. And I said, who's dying? Not I. So I'm gonna dip my bronzer brush into the powder. I use like circular motions, light circular motions. You're gonna take a little angled fluffy brush, just like this, and dib a dab a dollop into that same contour color. Go tap, 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 tap. And you're gonna go and start. I learned this from Auntie Jackie, by the way. You're gonna start at your brow, you know what I'm saying? blend it up into your brow, and you're gonna swoop. You're gonna make a little C curve, and you're gonna swoop, swoop. Take a little bit more, tap, 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 tap. You're gonna blend it up into the brow, okay? Won't hurt nobody, and then go swoop, swoop, swoop. And then, we ain't gonna leave it like this now. You're going to go in with that big powder brush you had used before, and you're gonna go over this. You're gonna go over this and make sure it is blended in. Now my favorite part, blush. This is the e.l.f. blush palette, and this is the dark one. And I'm going to be delving, because this look is really like blue and bright and dark. So I don't want to put nothing too bright on the cheeks to take away from the eye makeup. So I'm going to keep it real cute, and I'm going to just stay over in this corner, because this is like a pink, but it's like the brown undertone. It's a little bit more laid back, it's a little bright. And I use I'm using the 34 brush by BH Cosmetics. I like using a stippling brush. I learned this from Juicy Jazz, and ever since I started following her channel, I've been doing this with this type of brush, because it gives you such more like an even, cleaner, I don't know, it gives you more natural like blush without you looking like you did too much. We're going to take the brush with twerk on it, and we're going to dip it into twerk out of the Jaclyn Hill palette, tap the excess off, and we're going to lightly stamp it under the lash line. And then we're going to take the e.l.f. blending brush again, and then we're just going to smoke this out. Now that we have the under eye done, we are going to set the face, and I'm going to be using the e.l.f. makeup misting set. It's $3 at Walmart. Shake well, and we're going to bring that pan out and okay, now when it's like 75% dry on your face, that's when you want to go ahead and start highlighting. And I'm going in with the e.l.f. Rose Gold highlighter. It's the highlighter that looks like this. It has like a little grid pattern to it, and it's the Rose Gold shade. It looks like glass on the skin. It's like, and you'll see. Now going in with the Physicians Formula Butter Highlighter, and this is in the shade Rose Gold as well. And I use this very lightly because this right here is potent. I use this very lightly, and I take it, I press it in, my brush in just a dab, and I look at the highest point of my cheek, and then I just we're gonna cut our bronzer just a little bit with the brush that we used under the eye. We're gonna take a bullet brush and we're going to dip into the highlight we used on our face to keep it cohesive. And we're gonna dip into that. and highlight our inner corner. Now time for mascara. Today I'll be using the Maybelline Snap Mascara Mascara in the color Pitch Black. Add my lashes, and these are wispy. Like, I feel like if we're gonna be out drinking all night, you want something full enough, fluffy enough, cute enough, but you don't want nothing extra thick or extra heavy on your eye. Like, these are the lashes I'm gonna use, and they're from AliExpress. I'll link them below. But yeah, I don't know. Like, for me, if I'm going clubbing, I want to look good, but I don't want to feel everything on my face at the night. So I'm gonna put the glue on there. Let that get tacky. And I'll do my lips in the meantime. I'm gonna take my lip liner, but this is the Wet n Wild eye liner in brown, I think. It's ripped off. Yeah, I think it's in brown. Whatever, it's this one. It's from Wet n Wild. It's like $1, and it lasts you like 3 years. I'm gonna line my lips with this color. Now, I know this looks dark, but I mean it is, but I'm not gonna leave like this. Let me blend it out. Okay, and I think the lashes should be tacky enough by now. Tweezers, fresh pair, and place these puppies. Okay, one on. And then I'm going to apply my second lip product, and that is the NYX Butter Gloss in the color Ginger Snap. I love this color on brown skin. I love this color, period. So take Ginger Snap, apply it to the center. Really nice, really nice. Oh, and it smells so good. It smells like cupcakes. Your gloss smells like cupcakes. What makes it better? How could it be any better? You can stop here, but I like gloss. Add on top the Essence Shine 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 gloss. It's on the shade Bright On. You can find this at Ulta, and you can find this brand also. I think you can find this brand at Target too, I think. So just take this, which is super pretty, and you put it right in the center. Just like that. And then lashes just keep them out of your way, child. And to blend them with your natural lashes. And that is the finished makeup look. Let me leave for a second, go pull myself together, and I'll be right back. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Don't forget to hit that bell notification down below. And I will have all the products I used in this tutorial listed down below. Bye.